you. This is a rare Sunday morning live for me, right? I usually don't do this on Sundays, but we're going to do it today. We got a little bit to chat about and talk about, and so I thought, good afternoon, Jay Nice. Is it afternoon? It is. I said good morning. It is afternoon. Holy geez, right? Good morning, Katrina. How are you? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Hey, Doug. Good morning. Hope everybody is well. I'm not usually live on Sundays, but yay, cats. But here we are, right? Um, you're so happy to see me. I love that. Thank you. Good morning, Chris, Penny GF, Mr. Wright. Good to see you. Hello, Lynn. I love to see your stuff yesterday. What's up, Red Hot? Well, good morning, Tam Bam. Hey, Desi, how are you? Folks, if you are watching me anywhere other than TikTok, you have to say hello in order for me to see you. Substack, even if you speak, I can't see you because you guys don't talk together. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon. I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon, Nikki J. What's up, Miss Slim Sadie? Oh, I love that, Katrina. Love that. Love that. Hey, Candy. What's up, River Ray? Good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. I don't know why, but I just feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Maybe I have. Good afternoon, Carrie. What's up, Lisa? I'm trying to see who else is in here. Oh, I love that, Chris. I love that. TikTok was not nice to. Oh, I love that. Good, Jane Ice. I love that. Yeah, so that irritated my soul if you could not tell. Good morning, Medred. Good morning. Glad to see everybody. What's up, Win Dixie? Denise, good to see you as well. So listen, yes, I know you're on the tube, Nene. I know you are on. I literally thought about you this morning because I was just going to do TikTok and I'm on the tube for you. Cam, I didn't know I was going live either. I didn't know I was going live either. So welcome to the party, girl. You're finding out when I'm finding out, or at least a little bit right after me. What's up, Carla? Just saying. So, hey, blessed and grateful mom. Good to see you as well. So, listen, folks. I'm as often what happens to me, and one of the reasons why I end up going live is because I'm working on something. I'm doing something. Hey, Veronica. Thank you very much. I love my merch too. Good morning, Carrie. Good to see you as well. Um, is I was working on some things this morning, as I have been a lot, and I just happened to like pop in, and I saw about I don't know 4 or 5 different lives that were going on. Thank you, Tech Lady. I appreciate that. Take about we'll just see about that. I think it's important for us to make a distinction between what he says and what is actually going to happen, right? Good morning, Lisa. Like, I think that that's really important for us to draw a line and make a distinction, right? Because not everything that the president of the United States says actually comes to fruition. So I think that that's important, and I would say that I would imagine that this morning, quite a few of our quote unquote allies are having lots of things to say about that Truth Social post this morning, right? Oh, thanks, Kalima. I appreciate that. So as I was going through TikTok lives and I saw them happening this morning, I saw things like one of the lives that I saw this morning was somebody's caption said, "God hates MAGA." Another caption that I saw, another like one that I saw had Trump facing a mirror, and in the mirror was Barack Obama, and on the mirror it said, "He's everything you will never be." Um, I'm trying to think of like the other ones that I saw. Anyway, all of the lives that I saw this morning. Good morning, David. Good morning, Sassy. What's up, Jolingo? Um, all of the lives that I saw, I as soon as I saw them, I said, "Well, I wonder what benefit that is. Like, what's the point of that conversation? What's the point of that title?" Good morning, Georgia. Hey, Witch. Good to see you. What's up, Political Jess? Like, what's the purpose? What kind of conversation can that facilitate? Right? And I thought about a couple of different things, right? So this is just me. If I believe that God is love and love is God, then God hates no one, including MAGA. And so I just thought that that wasn't like a productive topic for a live, right? And then the second thought that I had is we always complain that when we point out something about the president of the United States, we get the, well, what about Obama? What about Biden thing? But don't don't many people on the quote unquote left bring up Obama all the time? All the time people say things like, well, can you imagine if Obama had said this? Can you imagine if Obama had done this? If you, good morning, Kayla, right? So I found myself irritated this morning by the conversations that were being had. And the thing that really irritated me is there were hundreds of people in these rooms, right? One of these rooms has become a regular place for groypers to attend, right? And for whatever reason, the hosts entertain them. And I just don't understand, like, what's the point of that sort of thing, right? Like, how does this benefit us? How does this get us to where we desire to go? You know what I mean? Yeah, well, Nene, you see, that's why my ass went live myself. I just went ahead and went live myself because, okay, sounds good, Cam. No worries. Um, Good afternoon. And so okay, so things that I do want to talk about today. Right, Amy, it doesn't. And so, okay, so let me just share this with you guys. Um, so I don't know how many of you all saw yesterday, right? Yeah, right, Kayla, right. She said there's not enough sage for this timeline, which I do have mine over here, and I'm going to put it out today. I'm taking the kids somewhere else. When I get finished with you guys, I'm taking the kids out today to have a little bit of some fun and some things like that. We've had an interesting weekend, but it's okay. Everything is good. Oh, you've made a pledge if you're not learning and you no longer attend. Yeah. So for me, it varies. It depends. Like if I pop into a room that has something and I hear a conversation where I feel like maybe if I step up on the panel, I can offer something. I can offer some instruction, some information, some whatever, right? Then I'll stay there. I'll go. And I will even, you all know me, I will tolerate the hard heads. I will tolerate the disingenuous for a little bit, especially if there's a lot of people in the room, because I'm not just talking to the person on the panel, I'm talking to everybody that's listening, right? But some days I can do that. And then there are other days that I absolutely cannot. Um, yeah, which, hold on. Let me see if I can. Hey, good morning, Golden AJ. Um, Give me 1 second. Okay, which I sent you a message real quick. Okay. So I'm not familiar with who that is. Okay, but let's talk about this for a second, right? So one of the reasons why I have this prompt up, this we have money for war, Israel and Hungary, right? Just not the American people. And that really bothers me. Um, as soon as I saw this Truth Social post from the president, for you guys, it's over here, and for TikTok, it's above me. I thought about this. Oh, we're going to use our great American, US economic powers to help Hungary and to strengthen Hungary's economy. But what about the United States of America? Well, Redbone, here's what it says. It says, my administration, this is from the president. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, but I want to talk about this one first. I want to talk about this one first. Yes. So, for those of you who do not know, the Vice President of the United States went to Hungary in the last week and actually campaigned on behalf of Viktor Orban. Today is election day in Hungary. If people do not know, um, and he is about to be voted out. There is a huge youthful mobilization in Hungary of young people who are saying no more. And so they are concerned that he is about to be voted out. And so that is why JD Vance traveled to Hungary to actually campaign on behalf of Viktor Orban, right? So I want you all to hear me when I say this. The vice president of the United States went to another country to campaign for a dictator that has stripped his people from many of their rights. That happened. In the middle of JD Vance campaigning for him, JD Vance actually called Trump on the phone. And the first time he sent him to voicemail, and then JD called again and he answered the phone. And so he put Trump on speakerphone to speak to everybody that was in the place, right? So it's really important for us to know kind of like what is happening in the United States of America for real, for real. Not the bullshit, but for real, right? And so I'm going to read this Truth Social post that he put up yesterday. Okay. And here's what it says: My administration stands ready to use the full economic might of the United States to strengthen Hungary's economy, as we have done for our great allies in the past, if Prime Minister Viktor Orban and the Hungarian people ever need it. We are excited to invest in the future prosperity that will be generated by Orban's continued leadership. President Donald J. Trump. Good morning, Mama. I just thought this was absolutely wild to me because there are so many people here in the United States that are hurting. There are so many people in the US that are struggling, right? When you think about this, so I looked it up this morning, right? And I want you all to hear me. 14.2% of the country is in experiences food insecurity. Okay, that 14.2%. That is 1 in 7 households in the United States of America. That's a lot, right? Good morning, Hussein. One out of every 7 households, and 26% of the U.S. military actually experiences food insecurity. 26% of our active duty military experience food insecurity. And the president of the United States is talking about investing in the prosperity of Hungary. The president of the United States is spending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars for a war that unequivocally we are losing by any measure. By any measure, by any standard that you want to use, we are losing, right? And that's just evident. And what's ironic about this is that this is a war that did not have to be, right? We struck first. This was not in defense of democracy, right? This was not in defense of anything. This was an offensive attack. Mike, I tell you what, if you want to talk to me about Ukraine, feel free to join my panel. And I hope that you know your facts about what we did or did not give to Ukraine, and whether we sent things to Ukraine in dollars or whether we sent Ukraine equipment or if we sent Ukraine training. Yeah, no, see, that's not the way it works. And fuck you too. Happy Sunday. Jesus loves you too, my friend. Okay. So, right. And so that's just the deal. Y'all ignore Mike. Please just ignore Mike. Thank you for contributing to the algorithm. Yes, I love my sweatshirt today. Thank you, Veronica. I mean, Veronica. I don't know why I said Veronica. Veronica and Sandy for putting together the merch line. I really appreciate that. And so I really want to point these things out because it should absolutely matter to, right, Pedal? It should matter to everyone in this country, the position that we are in and the things that the president of the United States is saying and the things that we are doing as a country, right? And the thing about this is that Like, okay, so you know how I'm a big believer that I don't want to say things that I don't want to happen. And here's the thing. I don't want to say things that I don't want to happen if they don't have to happen, if there's not a cause, right? Um, Georgia, if you are, I need to add it to my link tree, but if you're in the Discord, there's a link for you to get the merch. Somebody might be able to jump over to Facebook and drop a link in the chat. But if not, Georgia, I will get it added to my link tree today, so that you will get it. Okay. Well, so here's the deal. I will let you curse at me, but I won't let you use slurs. So goodbye, sir. So, folks, if you are new to my space, let me say this. If you are new to my space, honey, Mike is now blocked. If you're new to my space, I only ask for a few things. I ask that people be respectful, that you don't use slurs, that you don't spam my comments, and that you don't type in all caps, right? So Mike said "f you" and whatever, which was fine. I just let him keep going because he was only being rude to me. But then he used a slur. The you know, the word that used to be acceptable for people that maybe had mental health disabilities, and it starts with an R. He used the lib version of that, and I just don't tolerate slurs in this space. Okay, so listen, if you can't behave like a decent human being and not be respectful and not use slurs, you will get blocked. And it's not because you disagree with me; it's simply because I don't allow that type of behavior. Um, Happy Sunday, Regina. Good to see you. So I just want to point that out to anybody that has an issue with that. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. So, but I want to talk specifically about this and about some of the information that we put out yesterday. So if you have registered for Project for the People, and my link tree or whatever, and you participated yesterday, can you put a purple heart in the chat for me? Can you put a purple heart in the chat for me? And for those of you guys who do not know, there is a Project for the People Facebook page now, and there is a Project for the People Facebook group chat. I love to see all the purple hearts. Whoop, 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 whoop. So yesterday we began this process of getting information out to people, information that maybe you don't know, information that is important to your community. There were people that went out and posted things up on, yeah, there's more too, and I love it, right? Haley, and so I'm not part of the seventh cab though. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not part of the seventh cab. And so we put out all this information yesterday, and where I'm from back home is Congressional District Tennessee, Congressional District 1 in Tennessee. Okay. I love that, Nini. And what I did is I put out information that was specific to that congressional district. And I let them know that about 33,000 people in that district are projected to lose their Medicaid, which is TennCare, right, between now and 2034 because of the One Big Beautiful Bill. And then I also let them know, Salam Shimmy, the same number for SNAP benefits, which I believe was 21,000. Okay. And in response to that, someone by the name of Pam commented back, and her comment to me about SNAP was SNAP benefits, um, that they were never intended to be forever for people, that there's rampant fraud within SNAP, and that no other administration prior to this one had ever addressed. And that that's why there's a work week requirement that needed to be implemented, and all of those things. And this is my response to that. And I shared this response in a post both on TikTok and on Facebook. And I just want you all to hear me when I say this. Okay. Number one, fraud is not quote unquote rampant within SNAP. We don't even have clear data as to what that means, because what they are including in those numbers is like, for example, let's just say that something was paid in SNAP benefits, but it should not have been. Well, that's not necessarily because of fraud. That could very well be because of human error within the department. That could be because of outdated information. That could be for a variety of reasons. Shane Diamond, you said you love ice. Great. Get a cup, put some in your cup, and pour yourself something to drink. I like ice too. I usually have a ton of it in my cup when I'm drinking. I love cold drinks, so have at it. Did you know, Mike, that if you drink a really cold drink before you go to bed at night, then it actually stimulates your metabolism while you're asleep? So I say, I hope you have an ice maker in your freezer. If you don't, Amazon has plenty of great deals on like ice cube trays. But anyway, um, so we just don't know. We just don't know exactly what is the cause of different things happening within SNAP, right? But here's what we do know. And this is what I said very clearly. Let's just, for shits and giggles, pretend that fraud is rampant in SNAP. Let's pretend like that's the case. Okay. And this is my feeling about this. What does that mean? What does that mean if fraud for SNAP is rampant? Then it would mean that people are hungry. Why are people hungry? Why are people willing to give different information in order to get access to food? Let's just play like this is a real thing, right? It would mean that they don't have reliable access to food on a regular basis, right? And so we just talked about SNAP benefits and food insecurity. Okay, and so one of the things that Pam said to me in her response was, SNAP was never intended to be forever. Neither was a $7.25 minimum wage. Pam. Neither was a $7.25 minimum wage. Pam. And if you do not want SNAP benefits to be needed for a long period of time, then I would recommend you pay people a living wage. That's what I would recommend that you do, because what we know is that wages have not kept up with the increase in living. The cost of living is through the fucking roof. Poverty is the greatest contributor to food insecurity. Yes, food deserts are a thing. Yes, food deserts are an issue, but the number one cause of these things is poverty, not paying people a livable wage. And so it irritates my soul when I see the president of the United States promising to invest in the prosperity of Hungary while the prosperity of the US citizens goes down the fucking tubes. And if you are someone that truly believes in America first, this should absolutely piss you the fuck off. You should be good and angry this morning at the President of the United States. And if you are not, then do not tell me that you are America first. Do not tell me that you are a patriot. Do not tell me that you are dedicated to the country or to the Constitution. Do not tell me that you give a damn about the United States of America. What you are is a Trump loyalist, and that is different. That is different. Being loyal to Donald Trump is not the same thing as being loyal to the United States of America, and is damn sure not the same thing as being loyal to the people that live here in this country. Y'all want to scream about immigrants, but the president of the United States is literally telling you he's going to invest money in foreign immigrants that live in another country. But you won't be upset that the citizens of the United States of America are going to lose Medicaid. And many of them have already been. And so you have to really ask yourself. And I think that a lot of people are doing this. I think that a lot of people are questioning things. But here's what I also think. I think that people that voted for Trump that are now having second thoughts. The people that voted for Donald Trump in 2024 that have now come to realize maybe this was not the best thing for the country. The problem that I have with you all is that you're not being as loud in your departure from supporting him as you were in your dedication to him. Hella, 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 Raja. You follow me? So if you voted for Trump in 2024 and you no longer support him and what he's doing in this country, then your lack of support for him should be as loud as your support for him was. So when you say they need time, they feel betrayed. The reality is we don't have time for their feelings. The same way that I told Kamala Harris supporters, listen, the same way I told Kamala Harris supporters to get the fuck over their feelings because we have work to do and we don't have time to be oh well, I'm not going to talk to people that voted for him. The same way I told them to get over their feelings is the same way I'm going to tell former Trump supporters to get over their feelings because we got work to do. We got 7 months before there's midterms in this country. And we absolutely have to make choices that are going to change the reality that we live in. And the thing that we need most right now, hear me when I say this, the thing that we need most right now is a Congress that is separate and equal and willing to use its powers for the American people. Because we do not currently have that. I'm going to say this again. We do not currently have that. Because if we did, many of the things that is happening in this administration would not be happening. It just simply would not be a thing. Hey, 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 Conchita. Right? And so this is where it has to be down to the nitty gritty about things. Okay. And let me just be clear about something, folks. I want to just say this right off the bat. We can say, oh, we've never had a Congress with separate but equal powers. Okay. What I will say is that we've never had an administration like this. And there's a difference between politics as usual and the establishment politicians and what the fuck is happening right now. Do not sit in my chat and be disingenuous and act like this is the same type of shit that we've always had in this country because it is not. It is not the same. So do not act like a Congress not letting a bill get through that changes whatever is the same thing as what we currently have going on right now, where we literally know that we are supporting people and we are confirming people that are not qualified and fit for the job. Don't act like that's the same. Appreciate it, TikTok, because it's not the same. And if you're saying shit like that in the comments, shame on you. You should be a better citizen than that. You should be a better citizen than that. Okay. So, TikTok, hold on one second. I need to airdrop something to the computer. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm not going anywhere. Hold on. Oh shit. TikTok is going to be like, could you come back, please? Well, I'm not going to find it. It's going to be fine. Never mind. I'm just going to go back to TikTok. Okay. I couldn't find the video that I wanted to find really, really quickly. Um, and so Mark Anthony Ramsey, I absolutely believe that people should research anything that I say to them. That is why if you will go to my TikTok profile and click on the link tree, you will find an extensive resource and database where people can verify everything that I say. So tip on over there. Tip on over there and just click that little link tree there and then go find it out for yourself. Do that, Mark Anthony. No, you don't want to do that? Yeah. Um, so this is what I'm going to offer to Mike Anthony. Why don't you find your way? See that big box right there on the right of the screen that says request? That's for you, Mark Anthony. That's for you. That box is there just for you, Mark Anthony. Click it. Click it. Come on now, click it. I don't see you clicking it. I don't see you. My name's not Darlin, but come on, look, I even sent you a direct invite. I literally sent you a direct invite. You ready? Come on. Come on. Come fact check me in real time. Come fact check me in real time, Mark Anthony. That is my invitation to you, sir, right now. Join my panel. Let's go fact check every word that I've said. Come on now. This is your time. This is your chance. This is your chance to be the savior and show everybody what a rage baiting liberal I am that is not sharing facts. Come on, sir. Accept the invite. Click the big ass button on the screen. It's for you. Come fact check me in real time. Where are you? Right, Linka. Where are you? I don't see you. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah. So, this is what's always interesting to me about people like Mark Anthony um, is that people just want to run their chops in the chat and not find their way up here. So, liberal tiers, if you see up here, I have 4 guidelines. One of them is to not spam my comments and not type in all caps. Okay. The reason that is important is because I have folks that are vision impaired. And so I ask that you not use all caps. So be respectful to people with disabilities, like I'm sure someone in your life taught you at some point, and do not type in all caps. Okay. So, folks, if you're new to me, let me just give you a couple of things. Okay. Number one, I ask that people be respectful in this space. Number two, I ask that people do not use slurs of any kind. Number three, don't spam my comments. Good morning, Michelle. And number four, do not type in all caps. Okay. Welcome, Michelle. I'm glad you're new here. Good morning, liberal tears. How are you?
Good morning.
Okay. And how old are you? How old are you?
25, 2001, Kentucky.
I don't know what 2000. Oh, that's the year that you were born?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't usually ask those things. I don't usually ask those things. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me.
Coming up on people's things.
Oh.
They ask. I'm still in bed.
Yeah. No, I just ask people's age. That's it. Yeah. Because I think you have to be 18. So that's the reason.
You do.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it that I've said that you disagree with or that you have a difference of opinion on?
That we have money for a war.
Mm-hmm. Are we not spending money on the war right now?
Well, I consider it spending money on future gain.
But it doesn't matter what you consider it. It's actually a war. Like you can say, oh, it will be for future gain, but today it's for a war, right?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, so then we do have money for a war. What else? Good morning, Candy Kiss. Was there something else?
Yeah. What I've watched you for a while when you spoke to Birdie.
And
I don't know. I agreed with a lot of her viewpoints.
okay.
And also, I disagree with that we have money for Hungary.
Well, I'm just going off what the president said. So
Oh, I haven't seen that.
it's right here. And so what the president said is my administration stands ready to use the full economic might of the United States to strengthen Hungary's economy, as we have done for our great allies in the past. If Prime Minister Viktor Orban and the Hungarian people ever need it, we are excited to invest in the future prosperity that will be generated by Orban's continued leadership. So I'm just going by what the president said. The president said we have money to invest in Hungary.
That's okay. Do they give us something in return?
No, they do not. No, they do not. We don't get anything from Hungary.
Well, are they a Democrat or a Republican country?
So let me ask you a question. Does it matter? So here's the question. So what you said is you disagreed that we have money for Hungary. And I just showed you that according to the president of the United States, we do have money for Hungary, correct? So it's not about whether or not you support what he said. It's that you said you disagreed with what I'm saying. And so far, you're 0-2 because you said that we don't have money for war, but we are in fact paying for a war currently today. You said that we don't have money for Hungary. And according to the president of the United States, we do. Is there anything else?
Well, I don't see the issue in investing in Hungary. I think that's how you say
it's Hungary.
Oh.
Yeah, Hungary. And it's not about whether or not you see a problem with it. You said that I was wrong and that we don't have money for it, but we do.
Well, okay. I think maybe we'll have money for it, but I don't know much about Hungary. I can't even point it on a map.
Right. Well, see, I do, but that's really not the point. So we're not here to actually talk about Hungary, right? We are actually talking about the prompt. And so the prompt is about the United States of America. And we just had a president say, we don't have money for childcare. We don't have money for universal health care. We don't have money for SNAP benefits. We don't have money for any of those things, right? And the point that I am making is we appear to not have money to take care of US citizens in this country. But we absolutely have money for the things that I've listed on the prompt because we are spending money on those things and billions of dollars, as a matter of fact. So that's the prompt. And you said that my prompt was incorrect. And so what I'm saying is that you are 0-2 so far about your claims. And I'm asking if there's anything else.
So you mentioned child health care. Do you know what the VA is? Veteran health care, the government health care they get?
I do, because I'm a service-connected disabled veteran. Would you like for me to educate you on the VA?
Can you agree, though, that it's...
Would you like for me to educate you on the VA, since that's where I get my health care?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that you would like to know about it?
I hear about it all the time.
And what do you hear about it?
How crappy it takes to get approved for things on a disability.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that there are issues within the VA?
Because it's government funded.
So actually, that's not the largest issue.
Well, then what is it? I'm seriously asking.
Yeah, it's literally how the funding is utilized. And the other issue is that over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, there has been a movement within the VA to privatize things. So when you privatize the VA, such as community care, and all of those different things, then there's an issue because now we have two different systems that are happening, right? So when you integrate CVS, when you integrate other providers into the VA system, then you now have a disconnect between those things. So if the federal government will simply administrate its dollars effectively and actually hire enough physicians and pharmacists, yes, you can, in the VA itself, instead of trying to create corporate wealth by privatizing the VA, then we would be much better off.
So let's just, is it
Jules?
already half privatized or?
I mean, it's not really about the percentages, right?
Well, I guess so.
Well, it's not. I literally just told you. What, baby? I don't know. Look, they might still be on the bed, babe. Look on the bed. And then the granola bars are right there. Okay, so anything else?
So let's just privatize it, make it simple.
No, we don't need to privatize it. I literally told you that's the problem. And since you don't know anything about it and I do, right? Like I actually do, then
But it would lower.
but no, liberal, listen. I'm not interested in your opinion about things. I'm not interested in your ideas, right? Because this is a system that I actually work in, live in, know about. What, babe? You had it? Okay, cool. So that's the thing is I don't need to, I'm not looking for your opinions about something that you literally already said you don't know anything about. That would be silly of me. Why would I ask someone who doesn't know anything about the VA or anything about its systems? Why would I ask your opinion? Right? Like that's silly when I actually know people that work in the VBA, right? That's the Veteran Benefits Administration. When I actually know people that are in it and I use it every day. So that's one of the things that I think is really important and that is different for me is I'm actually only interested in getting ideas and policies from people that are experts in the subject matter that they're talking about. I don't need opinions from people that are actually not experts in that industry. I think that that's one of the problems that this administration has is that they are getting the advice of people that are not experts in those things, right? So, when you have people that are just personal defense attorneys and then you put them in charge of the entire DOD, that would be a problem. When you have people that are, television doctors and then you put them in charge of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, that would be a problem. When you have someone that is anti-vax and by his own admission used to snort sugar booger off of toilet seats and you put him in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services, when you put him in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services, that would be a problem. So I'm not interested in getting opinions and advice from people that are not experts or don't even have like basic understanding of a facility where it works, right? But was there anything else that you wanted to talk about that I'm incorrect about?
Because I didn't do that.
You didn't do what?
Snorting sugar off of.
Well, because you're not in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services, are you?
Oh.
Right. I was specifically talking about the Secretary of Health and Human Services who told the entire world that he snorts sugar booger, that he used to snort sugar booger off of toilet seats.
Who is that though? Who is?
Do you know who the Secretary for Health and Human Services is?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, well, it's important to know those kinds of things.
Who is it?
It's RFK Jr.
Oh, you don't know the backstory to.
I don't need a
maybe why
backstory.
he did
All I
that.
need to know is what he said. And what he said to the entire world is that he used to snort sugar booger off of toilet seats, and that's why he's not afraid of germs. No backstory needed. That's enough. And I thought you said you were used to coming up on panels. Are you just not used to talking about facts on panels? Or what are you used to doing on panels?
I'm used to talking
Okay.
politics.
About facts or no?
Well, I usually, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. So is there a fact that you would like to talk about today?
Iran.
Okay. What would you like to talk about Iran?
That we do not use their oil. I've had a few Democrats tell me we use their oil. We don't use their oil.
But I'm not talking, I haven't, well, I'm not interested in what other Democrats told you about it. I never said that we use their oil. And the reason I would never say that is because I know for a fact that it is China. China purchases 90% of Iran's oil. So I would never say that to you.
Yeah, and so what we're doing with that is with the Strait of Hormuz and controlling Iran, we're making sure that China has to start coming to us. They have to start coming to us for the oil and the things that they want, meaning we have more control in the world. Since under Biden, we kind of got off the world stage.
So let's talk about this for a second. Okay. So can you share with me, liberal, can you share with me what percentage of our antibiotics and medication, the actual core minerals or ingredients for our antibiotics come from China?
I don't know.
Do you think that in terms of being able to impact a society, do you think that if a country is responsible for providing you anywhere from 70 to 90% of the things that you need for your medications and your antibiotics, do you think that you would be reliable on that? You would rely on that country?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be us. That would be us. We get the vast majority of what we need for our antibiotics and our other medications from China. Okay, so the reality is that very simply, if China wanted to, literally, they could just take us all out. They could just put some shit in the stuff and we'd be done. Right? So there's no world. Hold on, liberal, give me one moment. I'm going to finish speaking. Okay. So the other thing, do you know what size China's active duty military is?
I heard it's like 2 billion something. Maybe.
Not 2 billion.
200 million. 200 million.
Nope. Nope. 2 million. Do you know what size our active duty military is?
300 million.
1 million. We have 1.2 million active duty personnel. China has twice that amount.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, do you know what percentage of the GDP they make up?
Not a lot.
China doesn't make up much of the GDP? Go look it up for me and come back. So let me be clear about something, folks. One of the reasons why
That's a lot.
One of the reasons why I'm having this conversation is because there's almost 450 people in the room. So whether liberal thinks that they're here to troll or whatever, guess what? There's a ton. Hold on one second. I'm talking to the chat for a second, guys. There's a ton of really good fact-based information that I'm providing to the other people in the room that are just listening, right? And so that's one of the reasons why we're still having the conversation. So can you tell me where does China rank in terms of GDP? Are they first? Are they second? Are they third? Are they 10th? Because you said that was not a lot. Can you tell me where they rank?
I looked it up. I don't know where. I didn't read where it ranked, but I did see it was like 17 trillion.
Yeah, it's actually closer to 20 now. So they're number 2. They're number 2.
We're number 1, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have been, right? We have been. I think. Can you share with me what deal? What deal did China? Who did China just make a trade deal with?
Brick.
And what other country?
Russia,
And another country?
Venezuela,
Nope.
Africa.
Go. Nope. You're just. It's Canada.
Well, see, we have trade deals with them too, so
No, and no, not like this. Can you tell me what the most significant trade deal of 2026 is so far this year? What is the most significant trade deal that will reshape the GDP? Yes, and Africa is a continent, not a country. Correct. But can you share with me what is the most significant trade deal that has happened in 2026 so far?
I don't know.
So it would be the trade deal between the EU and India. It is a $2 billion trade deal. It will account for about 20% of the GDP, give or take a little bit. They literally are referring to it as the mother of all deals, right? It's not $2 billion. It covers 2 billion people, right? It is significant. It will shift. Yeah, I meant people, 2 billion people, and then the trillions of dollars. Yes. So that is the most significant trade deal. And what's happening currently right now is well, let me ask you one more question. Are you familiar with what the president of France said about us?
No.
So the president of France has said, along with others, he's not the only one, right? He's not the only one. They have said the days where the United States of America is the leader in the world order is over, and that we must create a different system. And so, what you've heard McCartney talk about in Canada, and what Macron is talking about in France, and what the EU is talking about, is they are saying that it is time for the middle powers to all come together, right? Because when the middle powers actually collaborate together, like when France just visited South Korea, when those folks come together, they actually account for more of the GDP than we do as a collective group. So what's happening currently right now is we are in fact being left behind by people that used to be our allies, because the current administration that we have right now has alienated our allies. And to use the president of France's words, we are now unpredictable. We are now unpredictable and unreliable.
Well, we will pull out of NATO hopefully soon.
Can you tell me what that has to do with the GDP?
Well, you mentioned France and allies, and I know NATO has been
With respect to the GDP. With respect to the GDP.
It'll tank the GDP of France. And
how so? What's the purpose of NATO?
To go to war all together.
And so, can you share with me, since France is not helping with our war, how pulling out of NATO would tank France's GDP?
Because we fund NATO and we're the biggest funder.
What does that have to do with France's GDP?
Well, because we help with their military. You know, they don't all pay it.
Okay, so all they have to do is kick our bases out of those other countries. So then, can you share with me what happens when France and Spain and the EU, when all of these other countries kick our military off of their bases? Can you share with me how that helps the United States of America?
Well, then they will be hit by Russia. We won't have to deal with it, and we will be fine alone.
See, you think so, but that's not the way that it works. That's not the way that it works. That's why they are actually making trade deals even with Russia for their oil. It will absolutely weaken the U.S. 100%.
So why don't they want the U.S. to be the power grab? The one thing keeping NATO up, and these same countries want to be disrespectful as hell just because they do not like Donald Trump.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Can you share with me how the funding of NATO is structured?
I don't know, but America.
Well, okay, but hold on, liberal. If you say that we are funding NATO the most. Can you can you share with me how funding is determined into NATO?
We pay it.
But do you know how it is structured? What determines how much each country is responsible for?
Probably how much money they generate or the GDP.
So if we are going by whoever has the largest GDP and everybody is paying the same percentage of that GDP, would it not make sense that if we are the people with the greatest GDP, that we would pay the most?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we crying about it? Do we want to be a poorer country?
Because it's a scam.
In what way?
To take more
Hey,
money
Michael.
from America.
Right. Have we been in another world war since World War II?
No.
Great.
But
Then I think it
NATO-
might be working, right?
Yeah, but the EU is going to end up sending us into war.
Well, so no, it was Israel that sent us into war.
Well, Israel's an ally, and they
And
actually.
so can you share with me what we get from Israel?
They stand their ground. They hold our back. And they
No,
give us,
what do we
power.
get from Israel?
We get friendship. We get Holy Land, and
We don't get Holy Land. We don't own any land in the Middle East.
Well, if you're American, you can basically just go to Israel for free.
No, you can't.
They would let you, I'm sure.
Okay, well, go try it and then come back and let me know how that works. Can you share with me what we get from Israel as an ally? What do we get?
Military alliance.
So name for me a single time that the United States of America has been boots on the ground in the Middle East and Israel has fought alongside us.
I don't know, because it hasn't happened yet.
Correct. So in other words, we don't get shit from Israel.
No, I mean, being boots on the ground in World War III hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You said they're our ally now. So what are we getting from them now?
Well, they're helping us out with Iran.
No, they're not. They are not. They are bombing Lebanon.
Well, if we ask them.
No, do you know what Netanyahu said? He said, no, we will not be putting boots on the ground. You need to look it up. Bibi Netanyahu said unequivocally that Israel will not be putting boots on the ground into Iran.
Well, we're not boots on the ground either yet.
But he has said, no, we're not. So again, so the question that I'm asking you, liberal, the question that I'm asking you is, what are we getting from Israel?
Friendship.
Does friendship pay our bills?
Military alliance.
And again, but you can't tell me a single time that the military has been by our side in our conflicts.
No, I cannot.
Okay, great. So this is going to be my question to you, and this is a sincere question. Are you interested in actually learning anything?
Yes.
Okay, and so what do you plan on doing with information that you learn? Because I'm going to be transparent. You don't sound serious. Like you don't sound. Hold on, I'm just going to finish. I'm going to finish speaking. Okay. You sound like you think this is funny. And here's the thing. So listen to me. Let me finish. Okay. So I am someone that will absolutely take the time to share information with people. 100%. It's one of the reasons you're still on my panel. Like you're on my panel, not actually for you. The reason you're on my panel is because you are saying a lot of things that people across the country have heard and they believe. Okay. And so I'm getting a chance to address those fallacies in real time for, not for your benefit, but for the 700 people in the room's benefit, because it's really important that people understand exactly what is happening and what is not happening, like across the board. Because like it or not, there are significant things that are happening in this country that are going to be really, really hurtful to the regular working class people. And it's not just $4 a gallon in gas today. It's literally what's coming in 30 to 60 days. Like the prices that we're paying for gas now is for stuff that hasn't even started to make its way here. And so the cost of those things is going to be extraordinary by the time they get here. And then you have to talk about nitrogen, and you have to talk about fertilizer, you have to talk about all of those different things that are also impacted by what is happening right now. And so the way that you say things sounds as if you're not serious. And if you are truly 25 years old, I would ask, why are you not serious about what's happening that impacts the country that you live in? Like, do you actually care about the health and well-being of the people in the country?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. So does it matter to you when I can show you all of the facts, right? I can show you everything that I'm saying to you, I can show you. Does it matter to you that food insecurity in this country is going to increase? In other words, people
Yes.
are going to absolutely have the most difficult time ever purchasing food.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm struggling.
you're struggling?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the part that's important, is this is not about Republicans or Democrats or left or right. It is literally about just every single one of us. If you don't make $500,000 or more in this country, this shit is about to get really rough. And it's going to be the hardest time. I'm over 50 years old, liberal. I've lived on this earth twice as long as you. And we are going to enter a time that will be the toughest I've witnessed in my entire life. It will be worse than 2008 when the real estate market crashed. It will be worse than the times that we've lined up for gas. It will be more challenging than any of that. Farmers will require another bailout, another one, and it will be larger than before, right? And we don't see any end in sight. How do I know how all of this is going to play out? Well, because I'm not talking about I'm talking about the impact of everything that has already happened. Okay, so follow me. When I know I don't have a crystal ball, Billy, and I say it all the time, and you're in here a lot, so you should know this, right? You're in here a lot, Billy, right? So you should already know this. I am not talking about things that might happen if things keep going the way they are. I am talking about things that are already going to happen because of what we've already done. So this is what I'm sharing with you. The place where we are right now, when Brent crude oil goes over $140 a barrel, we're fucked. Like, it is not great, and that is for the oil that we are paying right now that isn't even going to get here for another 4 to 6 weeks.
I think we're doing good personally.
Well, you just said you're struggling, so share with me how that makes sense.
When it comes to gas, he can do a stimulus check and give us money.
Where's that money coming from?
The money that we took away from EBT.
Well, that money's already gone. That money is in tax breaks to multimillionaires and billionaires.
Well, yeah, but
No, that money is already gone. There is no place for that money. That money was in a bill. That money was allocated in a bill that passed last year.
Tariffs. We can get the money for a stimulus check from tariffs.
In what way?
Well, the tariff money is in the government's hands.
So this response that you're telling me right now tells me that you're not serious at all.
I am.
You can't be, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Out of both sides of your neck, this is what you just said. I'm struggling. I care. I think we're doing great. That tells me you're full of shit and you're not being serious, which is sad. Which is sad. If you are truly 25 years old and this is your perspective, it's really sad. Because tariffs are not paid by other countries. Tariffs are paid by the American people.
I said I'm struggling with food. I'm not struggling with gas. Because I don't drive a lot now. But
so do you understand that you're not the only person in the country?
Yes, I understand.
Do you?
I know.
Okay. So I'm just checking on that, right? You're not the only person in the country. And there are people that are struggling for gas. to get back and forth to work. 100%.
Yeah, but those people
Do you
are
know?
usually
Do you know what the
kind of
projections
affordable.
are? Do you know what the projections are right now? We will have to. We'll be on energy conservation status, where we'll have to limit the amount of electricity that we use. We will be on more people are going to work from home. Do you remember what it was like during C-19?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Okay, well, look forward to that again. Not because
That's
anybody is going to be infected, but because people cannot afford to drive to work. Countries will have to make this happen, right? That's going to be where we are. And the fact that you sound like this is what's irritating people, right? Is because you act like all of this is a joke. Titan, sit down, please.
well, I think realistically, he's the president of peace. What he's doing.
Okay,
right
so now
they
you're
are-
just full of shit. Do you want to say anything else about the prompt or not?
I'm just saying.
I don't care what your opinion is of Trump. I'm asking you, do you have anything else to say about the prompt?
Well, can we talk about the gas again? I was trying to get somewhere.
Well, no, you weren't trying to get somewhere when you say he's the president of peace. You weren't trying to get anywhere, but except maybe on my nerves.
Well, okay,
so if you want to talk about oil and gas, I'm gonna refer you to Matt Randolph. He is on all the social media as Mr. Global. I'll refer you to Matt Randolph if you want to actually learn anything about oil and gas. He's a 30+ year expert who's written global policies for Shell and everyone else. You can go over there. So no, I don't really want to discuss gas.
Yeah, but don't you feel like it's a little fear mongering?
No, I don't. I feel like it's I feel like it's a reality check. Right? Fear mongering would be if we weren't in the position that we're in. Right? But we are in this position already. The things that we have already done, this is the impact of those. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that that I have gone to McDonald's and three times a day for 30 days, I have eaten the largest meal on their menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I've done that for 30 days. So if on day 31, I say, your ass is going to have you're going to gain weight, you're going to be unhealthier, your body's not going to perform as great, it's going to take you a long time to recover from eating that shit for a whole month. Is that fear mongering, or is that simply saying you engaged in behavior for 30 days and these are going to be the repercussions of that behavior? See, that's not fear mongering. That's not fear mongering. That's a reality check. You did this thing for 30 days. And as a result, this is what you're going to have to do to rectify it. And you're not going to be able to undo the weight that you've gained in 30 days. It's going to take way longer than that.
Well, yeah, when it comes to eating.
Well, no, well, that's when it comes to everything. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. So when you say that, my point to you, and with the very simplest of analogies, is that this is not fear mongering. It's just a reality check about the behavior that's already happened.
Well, he understands that.
I'm not talking about what he understands. I don't care.
Yeah, but don't you notice the pattern? First, we went to Venezuela, and we're going to make sure.
Okay, so listen, everything that came from Venezuela is sitting on a tanker in the middle of the ocean because we cannot do anything with it because the courts have ruled we don't own it. So I don't want to talk about Venezuela. That's not even the type of oil that we would use. And the infrastructure for Venezuela's oil industry is so antiquated, it will take years to even get it up and running to make it useful. And that's a fact. Go look it up. That's a fact. And by the way, we didn't even achieve regime change. The person that is in charge of Venezuela was the vice president from the dude before. Literally the same regime. She was just the second in command. Nope, we're not going to talk anything about us. We're not going to say anything else because Venezuela is not on my prompt. You said you disagreed with what I said.
Hungary, yeah.
Hungary.
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 Do they have oil?
No.
Do they have?
We don't get shit from Hungary.
Well, then let's maybe where is Hungary?
Look it up on a map. It's not my job to tell you where Hungary is.
Was it Europe or is it?
Folks, listen to me. You all listen to me. There are almost 900 people in this room. Him being on this panel is not about him. It's about everybody else that's in this room.
I'm going to teacup really quick to look where it is.
Be my guest. This is the problem. So you all are focused on him. I'm not focused on him. I'm focused on the information that I am getting out right now, while not, because let me share with you how it works. Here's the algorithm that TikTok likes. TikTok likes it when somebody who disagrees with you is on the panel. And therefore, this feeds the algorithm. This is what TikTok does. Have you noticed how he's up here and it keeps being more and more people in the room? So keeping him on the panel actually benefits me being able to get out accurate information to other people. Him on the panel helps get out accurate information to other people. It ain't about him. It's about accurate information. What he does, and let me just say this to you all, what people do with the information that I give them is none of my business. Like, it's really none of my business. Like, the only thing that I'm interested in is getting out accurate information. Even if people are like, that's something I didn't know, let me go look it up. Great. Then at least somebody is going to look at more information. And that's the point. What people do with the information after I give it to them is not my responsibility. I can't worry about whether the horse drinks the water or not after I lead them to it. Okay? All right. So Hungary, what do you want to talk about when it comes to Hungary?
Well, they do purchase military and energy equipment from us that helps give us money.
Really? How much?
I read 700 million.
Okay, well, so guess what? We've spent more than that in one day for the war in Iran.
Well, we don't have to pay it off, I'm sure.
We don't have to pay what off?
The money in Iran.
What are you talking about? That's what it's costing us to blow. Yes, we do. Do you understand? Okay, so listen, do you know what it costs? Okay, so we have approximately total, we had approximately around 400, not 400, we had about 4,000 Tomahawk missiles, just Tomahawk. Got it? We have blown through over 25% of those in the first 30 days. It will take us 2 to 3 years to replace those Tomahawks. And they cost a lot of money, liberal. So when you say we're not going to have to pay them back, but it's not about paying anybody back. It's about restoring what we have. It's about rebuilding all of the stuff that we are losing. James, if you would like the sources, go to my link tree. They are already in my link tree.
As bad as it sounds, we could just equip Canada to pay them.
Now you just sound silly.
But it's realistic.
No, it's not. Pay who?
Pay us for the hawk.
Oh, you think Canada's going to pay to replenish our weapons?
If we make them.
Oh, like Mexico built the wall? Right.
Yeah.
See, now you just sound silly. Again, Titan, honey, you got to get down. So for the people that are asking me, for sources, I've already given them and they are in my link tree, right? So I'm just going to show you. Oh, good Lord. Percentage of Tomahawks used in the first 30 days of Iran war. Now, I'm just going to give you a couple of the sources, okay? So you can go to Reuters. You can go to the Stars and Stripes. You can go to, let me see. Where's my military one? Mm-mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm. The whole. Yeah, so I need to show all. Thank you very much. Yeah, wow, it's a big deal. So give me 1 second. I'm just gonna. Yeah, so bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so I'm currently reading The Stars and Stripes, right? Which is one of our most common military ones, whether you go to military times, army times, whatever, right? And what you will see is we have fired between 850 to 1,000 tomahawks since February the 28th. We have an approximation of about 3,000 left, and they take 2 to 3 years to replace what we have. Well, I don't care if you believe me or not. Go look it up. I literally don't care.
I believe it.
I was talking to the chat, not you.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, so the reality is, yeah, you believe it, but well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Like, do you understand? I don't care whether you believe me or not.
Well, I do. I agree with you, but I think I have a different viewpoint on how we should have it paid off.
Well,
so does the president.
Yeah, you have a view that is silly and that doesn't happen. Like, in no world is Canada going to pay for our tomahawk replacements. Not going to happen.
If we force them.
Yeah, how would we do that?
Military action on Canada.
Oh, hush, please. So what? That's just silly.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Have you ever served in the military?
No, but we.
Okay, I have. So that's not the way that it works. Hey, to the person in the comments that said moron, we don't do that in here. Do not call people names. Do not use slurs at all.
They said the same thing about Trump, but he was a smart
president. Liberal, I'm talking. So I want to be clear when I'm talking to people. We don't do that in here. So I'm really, really serious.
They said that you're right. I apologize.
I know. And so now I have to mute the other person who wanted to say it again just to be an asshole. So now you're blocked. Folks, listen to me. If you're used to a live where people are ugly to each other and they call each other names, that's not what I do in this space. I don't just focus on the person that's sitting on the panel. I focus on everybody else that's being brought into this room that has an opportunity to hear. I'm just being clear. Yeah, because I'm looking at the part of his name that is being said. Okay, so
Gabriella, that's my name. Well, my real name isn't Liberal Tears. It's Brayden, but
I'm just saying for people that are used to the angry shit, I don't do that here. Okay, like I'm not doing that. So yeah, like in here, what I really, really desire to do is to provide accurate information. And that is why if you go to my link tree that is in my profile, you can click and find a plethora of information that is there, specifically so that you can follow up. I don't expect you to just take what I say. Go look it up. Be my guest. And that is why I absolutely invite people to try to fact check me in real time. Okay. So Diego, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come to the panel. and you can either do that or you will eventually be muted out. So take your pick. All right. So, Liberal, is there anything else that about my prompt that you would like to discuss or talk about?
I just don't see the issue in JD Vance going to Hungary.
Okay, so
He's
it
trying
is
to put the
Hungary.
country
It is Hungary. So let me ask you a question: do we support countries that take away human rights?
No, that would be Russia.
That would also be Hungary.
Well, we're trying to make them our ally.
No, we're not. The
my
question
knowledge-
is, so the question that I'm asking you very clearly, right, is what has happened to Hungary under Viktor Orban's leadership? Do you know?
He's made it worse.
In what ways?
He's made it more socialist, and that hasn't worked out for the
It has
country.
not made it more socialist. It's not socialism
No.
that is a problem. Nope.
He's not doing good for the nation.
In what
And
way?
I don't know, but that's why JD Vance is going there to campaign to get the other dude elected.
But he's not. He's actually campaigning to get the same dude in office. Viktor Orban is the dude who's been in office for this entire time, for like 10 years. And JD Vance is campaigning to keep him in office.
Well, did they elect him, or is it rigged?
Okay, so
And I mean that.
So,
because
liberal. The point that we are making is that literally Hungary has been on human rights violations watch list for the last bit, right? For several years now. And for many, many different reasons, including Black freedom of expression, inhumane detention centers, excessive and unnecessary use of force, women's and girls' rights. They literally found that 55% of the women in the country face gender-based violence, right? That's a lot, okay? They have unlawful targeted surveillance. They have people that are not getting fair trials, all of these different things. And so this is all happening under Viktor Orban. And so the issue is the United States of America, the vice president of the United States of America, has gone to a foreign country to campaign for a dictator that has been violating people's rights. That's the issue. And so you might say, oh, I don't see a problem with that. What I would say is I do, because I don't believe that the president or the vice president of the United States should be interfering and campaigning in other people's elections, nor should the president of the United States be promising our investment, our financial investment in the future of their country, because that's what he just did on Truth Social, trying to impact their elections.
Well, we can.
That's election interference. It's the same thing that we don't want anyone doing in our elections, any foreign government interfering in our elections, and we should not be doing it in other countries.
Well, didn't Justin Trudeau campaign with Hillary Clinton?
Okay, are you not hearing what I'm saying to you?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm asking you specifically about the United States of America campaigning for a dictator in Hungary.
Well, if you're electing him, he's not a dictator.
Okay, so again,
he may not be a good
okay, is there
dude,
anything
but
else? Is there anything else?
I don't understand the issue with
Well, then you don't
Yeah.
have to. So listen, again, that's not even what my prompt says, is it?
Well, it was
No, my prompt is we have money for war, we have money for Israel, and we have money for Hungary, just not the American people. So I don't care whether you like it or not like it. The point is that the United States of America should not be spending money on everything else and foreign countries instead of taking care of its citizens.
We're trying, and even people in the comment agreed I had a good point.
I don't care, but your point was a pivot, and I'm not interested in your point. I don't care. The purpose was you came up here and said that you disagree with my prompt.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
And
and that's fine. But the problem, so you can disagree with it. You don't have to agree with it, but the facts support it. The facts
and then
are we have money for war, we have money for Israel, and we have money for Hungary, but not the American people. Those are facts.
and the American flag upside down. That's
Do you know what
basically
that
illegal.
means? Do you know what that means?
Trump made it illegal to burn the flag.
No, that's not what that means. Did you know that that's the proper use of the flag if the country is in distress?
The country in distress.
Correct.
Really?
So it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. I believe the country is in distress. So I may turn the flag upside down. Do you want to know why? Because that's the proper use of the flag. So next.
I don't think it should be used.
I don't care what you think. Then don't put it upside down on yours.
I sure don't.
Well, great. That's on you. I don't care what you do with I don't care what you do with your flag. I don't care what you do with your flag, and I don't care whether you agree with the way that I'm doing mine. The point is I'm using it exactly the way that it's supposed to be used. Period.
So, do you agree with APAC?
Is APAC on my prompt?
No, but I am just asking since it also mentions Israel, and I like Israel, but I don't want APAC in our politicians, and that's one thing that I come to agree with Democrats.
Mm-hmm. So when you say do you agree with APAC in what way?
I don't agree with it. I think it should be listed as a foreign entity.
It should be registered as a foreign lobby.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
Because that was the point of it, to strengthen our alliance with them.
Well, it's not necessarily to strengthen our alliance with Israel. It is to get our Congress to support whatever Israel's policies are at that time, which is what makes it qualify as a foreign lobby.
Yeah, and I don't want that.
Right. Yep. But APAC is not the only issue. I mean, there's Kufi, there's NORPAC, there's J Street. There's quite a few pro-Israel lobbies out there that have their claws into our Congress. So yeah.
Yeah, but APAC it literally says American Israel Alliance. It needs to be listed as foreign because that's what it is.
Right. They should be registered as a foreign lobby. And we do have foreign lobbies, you guys. We do have PACs that are registered as foreign lobbies. APAC has just never been made to do so, which they should.
And that's what we need to make happen.
Well, I would suggest that we need new members in Congress then.
Yeah, if we made it a foreign PAC, like somehow today, is there a way that the money would be taken out that people have taken from it?
No.
Because I don't like Thomas Massey, but I do like the fact that he doesn't take money from APAC.
Yeah, so no, the money that's been spent is the money that's been spent. Even if they register as a foreign lobby, they can still spend money. There's just different regulations and requirements for it.
And Rand Paul, he doesn't take APAC money. He ran as a libertarian. He's my senator. I'm in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have two state senators. It's him and
Mitch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Mitch, but I do think we should have a younger person like Rand Paul replace him. A smart Republican. I don't like Andy.
Yeah. So, but the question isn't really about like whether or not we like what we're talking about. I think the question is it, like I said, it's about what do you do, and are you compromised?
I'm not compromised. No.
Not you. I'm talking about Congress.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't like AOC, but at least she doesn't take that money. I don't like her at all, by the way.
I think one of the issues that I have when I talk to people is people will often say things like, I don't like so-and-so, and they'll name a person. And for me, that's part of the problem is I don't care if I like a person. I'm more interested in what their policies are and what their policies will do for or to people, right? So there are plenty of people that I don't like as a person, but if their policies are actually good for the majority of Americans, the working class, right, then that's what we should be focused on. I don't care.
Well, her policies aren't good either.
Okay,
It's
well,
just
that
money and
can,
welfare for all.
so that can be your opinion, right? But I don't know that you can root that in fact.
Well, she's with Bernie Sanders and Ma'am Dani, and they're communists.
Now you know
Communists.
better. They are not communists, and you know that. So stop
Yeah,
saying,
but socialism is.
stop saying silly things when you know they're not true. You know they're not communists, so stop saying that.
Okay, but they're
What are they? Say something that's real because you know what they are.
socialists.
No, they're
and that
not.
is what
No, they're not. Don't lie.
Mom Dani-
Don't
Mom
lie.
Dani-
Don't lie, liberal. You know better. You know
Mom
better.
Dani
You
says
know,
that's
you
what
know
it
they're
is.
not. Well, you know what you're trying to do right now? You want to use the big, scary words that people use all the time to try to get people all upset. What are they? Tell me what political party. Tell me what. Hold on, liberal. Here's the question. Tell me what political party Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Zohan Mamdani all have. What political party are they part of?
Democrat socialists, and that is.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, can you define for me what a democratic socialist is?
Socialism.
Nope. I said, what is a democratic socialist?
Democrat, Republic. A socialist.
It's okay if you go look it up.
It's a socialist who runs as a Democrat.
No. No.
Well, that is what Mamdani is. He's a Democrat, but
he is a democratic socialist. So the question is, can you define a democratic socialist? What do they believe? What is the framework of their policy? What is it?
Welfare and
no. Define for me.
I know they don't like rich people.
Define for me democratic socialism. A democratic socialist.
It's just a socialist who runs as a Democrat.
No, it is not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, then is he going to run as a Republican socialist?
So, do you know what a democratic socialist is?
Yeah, it's a socialist.
No, it is not. No, it is not. I told you it's fine if you go look it up. I told you that it is fine if you go look it up. So go look it up. You can teacup. You can teacup and go look it up. So let me just share this with you all, okay? It is really important that when people use all of these words that get thrown around all the time, it is really important that we ask people for the definitions of the words that they are using, because a lot of people will use these types of words with no idea what they are. How many times have you all heard when I'll talk about the United States of America being a democracy and people go, it's not a democracy, it's a republic. And then I ask them, can they tell me the difference between a democracy and a republic? And most of the time they cannot. Most of the time they cannot. And if you really want to get like very accurate, the United States of America is a democratic constitutional republic. We are all three of those things for a reason.
I don't like it. It says tax the wealthy, take away corporations. It's just
Okay.
communist things.
No, it's not. And you didn't look it up. What are you looking at? Some AI overview? What are you looking at?
Google. But I mean,
And what source on Google?
It's the AI review thing.
Right. That's what I asked you. That's what I asked you. I asked you if you were looking at an AI overview. Yeah, that's what I was asking, right? So let me ask you this. Would you like a society where the majority of the people, rather than the top 1%, right, actually impact the economic drivers of our society instead of having like the 1% dictate the economic drivers? Would it be better if the majority of the people represented what was driving our economy? Would that be better?
No.
Share with me how it would not.
Because there's a lot of people who won't understand what they're doing when they're making decisions.
I didn't ask you if you want people to make the decisions. That's not what I asked.
Well, I mean, okay, if we have another... No, it wouldn't be better. No.
Okay, and so I'm asking you how.
Because
share with me how it would not.
Because a lot of people who would be benefiting would be fraudulent to the system.
In what way? How do you know that? Give me your who is the greatest recipient of welfare in the United States of America?
The rich.
And corporations, correct?
No, I mean like the rich, like the okay family households that still take EBT.
No.
Living in a nice.
So the question is, okay, who receives the greatest amount of welfare from this country?
Low income households.
Nope.
I can't say exactly.
Corporations.
No, well, see,
corporations do. And I'm going to give you an example of what it means. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So corporations, for example, they'll come to your state, and the corporations will come to your state and they'll make a deal and they'll say, listen, I will bring my company to your state. In exchange, we don't want to pay taxes for X number of years, and we want this low tax rate, right, after that. And in exchange, we're going to create X number of jobs in your state or in your city or in your county, right? And so the state says, okay, cool. So they come in, they build this corporation. They're not paying taxes for the first 5 to 10 years or whatever. And they do generate jobs, but those jobs don't pay a livable wage. Maybe the majority of the jobs are $12 an hour, $15 an hour, but it's not enough for people to live on. So then those people then have to go to the same government that isn't taxing the corporation, and the government then has to provide for them the subsidy to be able to buy their food and to be able to pay their rent and to be able to have all of the things. So see, corporations are the people that get that. It's double dipping. That's what corporations do.
Yeah, but if you're working a minimum wage job, you shouldn't be an adult working a minimum wage job. It's for teenagers.
I mean, it used to be, but today it is not. So you're regurgitating something you know nothing about. You don't know when minimum wage became a thing. You don't know what $15 an hour became a thing. Yeah.
It's
so
15 an hour, unless you're in a Democrat state where prices are so high, like Virginia.
Okay, stop.
California.
Stop.
But it's true.
Stop. No, that's not true. No, it's not.
Then why is it so high in New York? You go to New York City.
Why is it so high in Nashville?
It's not.
It's not. Do you want to know how I know? I'm from Tennessee, bro.
I love Tennessee.
I don't care if you love Tennessee. I said, why is it so high in Nashville?
Because of the welfare use from Memphis.
No,
cost
no, it's
states
not.
so much.
Why is it so high in Nashville? Because it's high as hell in Nashville. Tell me why it's so high in Nashville. Come on now.
Because it's the
Tell me
capital of
why
the
it's so
state.
high. Why is it so high in Salt Lake City?
It's the
Why is it
capital
so
of the
high in
state.
Oklahoma City?
Because it's the capital of
Why
the
is it
state.
so high? Right,
Because it's the
exactly.
capital of the
So
state,
let me
and
just
you
be
have
very
welfare
clear. Listen,
groups like
listen,
Memphis, Tennessee.
listen, stop. Again. Okay? This idea of blue states and red states bullshit is crazy because it's actually blue states that give more to the federal government than they receive in federal funding. The blue states are how many red states actually are able to function.
So
Yeah, do you know what would happen to this country if California stopped giving federal dollars to this
we
country?
would sue the hell out of them.
You can't. It's their right.
Then we'll take
California
over.
would be just fine without the dollars from the federal government. They have
Not
one of the
after
largest
August.
GDPs in the world.
Then why is In-N-Out moving to Tennessee and all the corporations moving out of California?
All the corporations are not moving out of California, bro. And let's not
A lot of
pivot.
them are.
We're not pivoting. I'm asking you right now, which states give more in federal funding than they receive?
New York, California,
So,
Florida.
so in other words, it's them red Democratic states.
Yeah, it's red.
Okay,
states.
great. So
Texas gives more. And it's red as shit.
again, and Texas is high as hell to live as well. But anyway, so this is the thing. So listen, this is really important. Okay, your scenario where you talk about it's being high here and whatever, it's just not the case. It's just not the case. For those of you all who do not understand, this is not a thing. This is not a thing.
If it wasn't for the Bill Clinton, Jimmy, I can't say his name, but
Titan, no.
Biden welfare.
We're not talking about Joe Biden. We're talking about the current state of the country. That's what we're talking about.
Let's pull money away from Ukraine. That damn. Biden.
Did you hear what I said? Do you see Ukraine on my prompt?
Yeah, but what?
Do you see Ukraine on my prompt?
We're losing.
No,
money.
we can talk about the war in Iran. We can talk about Israel. We can talk about Hungary. He's 25, Jay Bird.
Yes, but okay, but listen, we are.
No, it's not. But listen. Nope, it's not. But listen. Did you hear me? Liberal.
Yes.
We're not doing that. I'm not doing it.
But I don't.
It doesn't matter. I don't care what you're saying right now. I don't care what you're saying right now. No, we're not doing it. You came up here and I told you you are 0 for 2. Actually, you're 0 for 2 because on APAC you and I agree.
Yes.
But you are 0 for 3 because you said we get something from Israel, but we don't. So again, so this is what I'm asking. Do you have anything else?
I just, like I said, the whole thing with, I think we have the money.
Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you think. It matters if we actually do. It doesn't matter. Nope. Okay, so tell me where we have the money.
Once we take all the money,
nope, not once we do something else. It's not once we do something else. It's how do we have the money today? Because if we have them, I'm sorry, what?
We have so much money that we've saved in our economy
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go back and read. Go back and read the U.S. Treasury reports when we talk about being insolvent.
What's that?
Nope, not my responsibility to do that. You go look it up. Go type it. Go look at it when you get done. Write it down. It's insolvent. And just for shits and giggles, in 2024, Californians paid $276 billion more to the federal government than they received. So, just saying.
I don't know what I'm looking at. It was too complicated
Okay.
to read.
It's a lot.
I see that a lot of 356.
Yeah, basically just to like, yeah, it's basically if we weren't the federal government, we would be broke as shit and file bankruptcy as a country because we literally owe a shit ton more money than we have in assets. A shit ton more money than we have in assets. And then one of the other things that's really hurting us is there are other countries that are trading in their bonds. It's wild that there are other countries that are trading in their bonds. And it's not just BRICS. People are starting to trade in China's currency. Brazil and China made a deal. Brazil and China made a deal 3 years ago. And it's crazy. So I don't think that people understand. We are living in a world where this is not the 1950s. Okay, so here's the difference. The United States of America could be the world power when we were the manufacturing capital of the world and the dollar was strong and we had a thriving middle class. Those things are not true anymore. We have become a service country. We have become a country where most of what we offer are services, right? Or our military. That's about it. So when you put all of that together, you now have a situation where our dollar is weak. No, actually, the reason that we have a problem with manufacturing is because of corporate greed. It's because the United States of America values corporations more than it does its people.
Or maybe it's because
I'm going to keep talking for a second. So listen, the United States of America cares about corporations more than it does its people. That's a fact. That is a fact. When the Supreme Court of the United States makes a ruling that corporations have the same rights as people, that somehow spending their money is the same thing as your free speech, that's a problem. Corporations are not the same as human beings. They are not. And here's the thing, corporations need you and I. And at one point in time, they recognized that, and we made them recognize that, right? In 1967, when 21 people walked into GM and sat down and took over and refused to work, guess what happened? They got livable wages. They got health care. They got better work environments. They got caps on how many hours you could work. They got weekends off. They got all of the different things, but only because they demanded them. Here's what history has taught us in this country is that corporations do not do right by people unless they are forced to. Whether you talk about PG&E, when they poisoned the water and the ground and made people sick with cancer, right? And they still do those things today. There are corporations all across this country that are poisoning the people and the earth. And they do not do what's right until they are forced to do it. And many of them still aren't forced to. So where I'm from in Northeast Tennessee, in Kingsport, we have a company called Eastman Chemical Company. If you are familiar with Eastman, they are an international $10 billion corporation.
That's a lot of money.
I'm talking liberal, okay? $10 billion is what Eastman is worth. So let me tell you something. If you go to, and I'm going to show you actually, please don't unmute yourself, liberal. I want to show you all something because I don't know how many of you all know that you can do this, okay? But you can actually go, the EPA's website has a database where you can actually go look up the violations that are done by certain companies. The system is called ECHO, ECHO. I really want to offer you something that is beneficial to you guys. Okay. So let me go there and I'm going to show you this, that the system is called ECHO. All right. So it's echo.epa.gov. And I'm going to show this. Okay. So watch. I want to show you all something. And I want you all to use this. You can find out what is going on in your communities, because here's the thing that happens a lot of times. Okay. A lot of times, let's just say the EPA has a regulation, and the regulation says that this company has to give a quote unquote public notice that they want to increase the carcinogens that they're putting into the atmosphere. Well, as long as that corporation simply posted on their website, they have made a public notice. But it doesn't mean that people actually know that it's there. It's echo, just like echo.epa.gov. Echo.epa.gov. And now I'm going to show you something. Okay. So give me a second. This is really important information that people need to know. So watch this. You're welcome, guys. So look, if I flip my camera, I'm on the EPA's website. See, that's the website, echo.epa.gov. You all see that, right? Now watch this. I'm going to put in the facility name, and I'm going to do Eastman Chemical Company. Now watch. Eastman is everywhere, okay? So I would like to be able to put in, it's still loading. Give it a second. Okay, so, all right. So I am going to, I don't want their media. I want all programs. So I'm going to go to, because they are headquartered in Kingsport, Tennessee. And did it still put in Eastman for me? Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure it's giving me what I want. Facility name. There we go. Stop, Titan, stop. Sorry, baby. I love you, but you got to move for a minute. Okay, so let me just see. Sorry, guys. My cat was trying to climb all up in my face. Sorry. It's taking a long time for it to load. And if it keeps doing it, I'll just do it step by step, and I'll just go do Eastman first. Oh, shit. Of course, as soon as I did it, anyway, hold on. I'm just going to do Eastman. Sorry, guys. There we go. Is Eastman back in here? And I don't want the map. I actually want the data table. Did I put in Kingsport again? Ooh. Thank you, Kingsport. And I want Tennessee. Oh my God, stop. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want the whole thing. Hold on. I need to go back now because I screwed up and it's going really slow because I have too much shit open. Sorry, folks. Just bear with me. I promise. I promise. Can I just go there? There we go. I just need to go back to the beginning. Okay. So now I'm going to do Kingsport. Okay. So do you see all of these? These are going to be violations. Okay. Now, I am going to scroll down, and the one that I want is in Kingsport. Can you all see this, you guys? This is going to be the main one because let me see. Yeah, this is going to be the main one. So if you look, it's going to show you the total amount of penalties, right, in 5 years. So look, and I want to see the data. Can I give you the data table? Because I like the table better. The table will, I like the table better. Here we go. Yay! Yay. Okay, now I'm excited. So let me show you. Okay, so now I'm getting really excited. Okay, so you can actually look to see what, oh, shit. Sorry, guys. I scrolled and I didn't want to scroll. Ah. Look, it's literally called Eastman Road. And it's right in the middle. So where this is, it's right across the street from what used to be the predominantly black part of town. I don't want you to scroll for me. Just stop. Shit. So I'm gonna step off, and I want to get right here. I want it to let me scroll down to here where you guys can see it. Why won't it let me scroll down? Fuck my life. Sorry. I want it to, thank you. Jeez, oh Pete. Screaming over here at the TV. I'm screaming at the TV. Sorry, guys. So if I go to Eastman Chemical Company, do y'all see right here? And this is the detailed facility report that you can pull. And when you pull this, it will show you, look at this. So this is the enforcement case report. This is air pollutants. This is the Clean Water Act polluting report. This is also the Clean Water Act. This is Clean Water Act. That's facility documents. So watch what you can see. So I'm looking at Eastman and I'm showing you in real time what this looks like. So for the Clean Air Act, do you see? For the Clean Air Act, they've had the date of last monitoring was December of this year. They had a high priority violation. Now look at this. Out of 12 quarters, they have been out of compliance. This NC stands for non-compliance. 11 out of 12 quarters. So they were looked at by the EPA for the last 12 quarters, and they were out of compliance 11 out of 12 for the Clean Air Act. And here's what's crazy is they've had significant violations 10 out of 11 times. They've had informal enforcement actions 40, formal actions only 27, and they've only been fined $600,000, even though they are a $10 billion company. Okay? How about that? And you can actually look up the cases and you can see what they were for. So for the Clean Water Act, they had 8 out of 12 quarters where they were out of compliance. They were only fined $7,000 though. Do you see what I'm talking about? So look, if you go to the enforcement case reports and you pull these up, you can actually see what these things are. And so this is what I really want to make you all understand is that unless you make them comply, they don't comply. Listen, they can pay a $20,000 fine and then go back to business. They don't give a damn. And then you can actually look and see what are the pollutants. So it will tell you the shit that they are putting into this is what they use. And then you can actually see what are so these are what's been out. These are the notices of violation. You can look at them and actually see what they are. These are the things that they are violating. I've actually gone through here and I've got a list of all of the chemicals. You can even go into the environment. So look, how many of my friends back home live by Holston? Holston River, Holston Lake is huge in my area. Huge. And it tells you, are there beach closures within the last year? No, because there's no beach. But it tells you watershed with the ESA listed aquatic species, yes. But it will tell you which ones of our waters are in good condition, which ones are impaired with a restoration plan. So where have they fucked up our water? Mad Branch. It's impaired and it's 303D listed. That's South Fork Holston River. Can you use it for ecological use? Fully supported, not supported, not supported, not supported. Can you use it for recreation? Fully supported, not supported, fully supported, fully supported. Do you see? Over here, South Fork, this is hydraulic alteration metals other than mercury that are in the water from Eastman. This is your air quality, sulfur dioxide. I just want you all to understand that when I say that corporations do not comply unless they are forced to, right? This is what I'm talking about. Corporations, hey Raymond, do not comply unless they are forced to. The money goes to the federal government. It's the same thing. Okay, so listen, you guys, when the federal government catches a healthcare system committing fraud, which happens a lot. Y'all know Rick Scott's company, which was Columbia HCA, had $1.7 billion in healthcare fraud, right? HMA had $269 million in healthcare fraud, right? There's a ton of them. But I have literally talked to the attorneys that brought these lawsuits. And do you know that until there's enough money that the federal government is willing to spend the hours to sue them, like until there's a big enough claim for them to get the money back, they don't give a shit. Would you try to give us the clean water, which it may not be clean at all? I don't know what you're asking me, Manuel P. So this is an issue when the president of the United States says we want less regulation. When you put an oil and gas guy in charge of the EPA, it's probably not the best fucking thing to do. Do you all get that? How do you go and advocate for this? A couple of different ways. So you go to your local like board of supervisor, county commission, whatever you have, right? Whatever you have in your local area. That's the first. But let me tell you, you guys have to get it to where it has to take a lot of you all, right? So your city council meetings, all of those types of things. Guys, you have to all come together and demand these things be done right. Like this is a big deal. So that was just one example of what I'm talking about. When you say we need corporations, I believe that the United States of America absolutely benefits from having companies. And those companies should also pay a living wage because without the people to work in those companies, they wouldn't be shit. It is a give and take system. And right now, all that's happening from a corporate perspective is take. That's the issue. These big, scary words about socialism and communism and all this bullshit, the bottom line is the systems that we have do not work, and they are not working for the people. And these damn data centers are going to be horrible, folks. That's just the truth. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up a couple of folks. Liberal, before I let you go, I'm almost scared to ask this question. Is there anything else related to this conversation that you would like to discuss? Folks, when I bring you up, please put yourself on mute until I can get to you. Oh, well, he dropped. Liberal dropped, which amen and thank you for that. Give me 1 second, folks. When I bring you up, please put yourself on mute until I get to you. Please do that for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Some of you guys that are in my queue, I don't know if you meant to request up or not. Okay, but here we are. So we're just going to kind of do the damn thing and see what this looks like. Okay. So just put yourself on mute until I get to you, please, and thank you. Okay, folks. Somebody put yourself on mute. Put yourself on mute, people, until I get to you, please, and thank you. I'm just randomly picking folks. And if I bring you up here and you didn't mean to be up here, just go ahead and drop down or let me know. Okay? Let's do that. All right. So, Manuel, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing fine.
Great.
I'm very concerned because I listen to you and you make so much sense.
That makes you concerned. It's sad, but it does. Yeah. You were asking me something about the clean water, and I wasn't sure what you were asking.
Okay, what I'll say here, and I'll just use big letters, okay?
Yeah.
So we have a big corporation here, 3 buildings, big, like 5 football fields.
Mm-hmm.
And they use our sewer system, and they have to wash their parts. Well, they dump it right into our sewer system. The sewer plant process cleans the sewer, cleans the water, and reprocesses it back to the community. They have a certain limit they reach, and they can stay at that limit, which I'm talking about the city.
Yep.
But they're still going to feed us that bad water.
Yeah. So let me give this to you all in case you did not know. Did you know that your water system that belongs to the city, that is public? So did you know that you can actually take a tour? Did you know that you can FOIA their reports? You can actually take a tour. You can FOIA their reports. You can look at the logs. Like your government, you own them. So you can absolutely go look and see anytime there's been an issue. This is one of the reasons why the Freedom of Information Act is so important, folks. You can absolutely FOIA your water department, and you can ask, Manuel, for all of the times that they've exceeded their things. You can contact the EPA. Did you know that the EPA has regional offices? They do. You can contact your regional EPA office yourself and have a conversation with the people that are responsible for checking these locations. You can absolutely do those things. And I would love to be able to say that's not, you don't have to do those things. But the reality is that if you have a big plant or a big corporation that is there in your, it's FOIA, Constantine. It's FOIA. It's the Freedom of Information Act. And you're going to have one on a federal level, and then you're going to have one on a state level. And different states have different requirements. Hey, William. So if you live at some states require you to provide your ID and prove that you live in that state. Other states do not. When it comes to a federal FOIA, like the CDC, you don't have to provide that because it's federal guidelines. But Manuel, that would be something that I would say, if you started with, I don't know if you all already have a local little community group that is focused on this as an overall issue, organizing community forums at the rec centers, or even it's nice outside, right? Organizing a community forum at your local park under one of the big shelters, and sharing this type of information, passing a clipboard around or a couple of clipboards around and getting literally paper signatures, right? That's a way it's meaningful because now you are showing that people who live there locally are concerned. And then you present all of those signatures and you take them to your city councils and you take them to your representatives and you say, these are the people that can and will vote you out if you do not start holding these companies accountable. Yep. But those are things that you can do.
Yes, they did come in with a 5-year, no taxes. And then after the 5th year, on the 6th year, they only were allowed to pay like 10. And then when they got to the 10th year, it was 100%. So they didn't pay any taxes to our community for the whole amount till 10 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And yes, Lisa, you're talking about Aaron Brockovich. Yeah. Well, that's PG&E that I referred to before, but that's not the only ones, you all. PG&E, listen, there are lots of these things that have happened across the country since then. And the reason why is because we have a country that absolutely puts corporations over the health and well-being of people. And we have to, so let me just give you guys this, okay? So we have many different issues. Hey, Taryn. Yeah, baby. Mhm. And we have to begin. Yeah, go ahead. We have to begin to change the system, right? But I need for people to understand it does take time. We didn't get here overnight. And we also have to take accountability. The reason we have gotten this bad is because many people just checked out, right? I mean, a lot of people thought, oh, okay, well, we won rights for women and we won rights for black and brown people and we won the right to do this. And so people just thought, oh, now that we have those rights, they won't be taken away. And it's just not true. Any of those things can change. And so what we have to do is we have to become to say, okay, what is the most immediate need? So prioritization, I don't know why I can't say that damn word today. Putting things in order by priority is the most important thing that we could be doing, right? It is, Ollie. And so here's what I believe, and I say this all the time. If you can keep people living paycheck to paycheck, right? And you can either keep them misinformed or disinformed or underinformed, you can get away with anything. And they have. And they have. And so it's our responsibility to start to undo what they've done. And so when I look at it from federal, state, and then local problems. Those are the issues. And so when I look at it from a nationwide perspective, the greatest issue that we have is our Congress. Okay. And so that's where I start with. From a federal perspective, I start with Congress because I don't have the ability to get us out of a war, but Congress does. I don't have the ability to make sure that funding that should go for the Department of Education isn't moved to the Department of Labor, which it was last year. A large amount of funding for the Department of Education was transferred to the Department of Labor because they want your babies to work. Guys, I don't want to go back to the time where people dropped out of middle school in order to work to help the family. Those are the things that like my 80-something-year-old uncles had to do. I don't want to do that. I don't think that we should do that. There are other high-income nations that have not had to do that, and they are doing just fine, right? But you have to understand, when Dr. Oz is going around the country and he is telling people that they want you to start working earlier or work later or maybe never retire at all, that is so that we can continue to fund the multimillionaires, the centimillionaires, and the billionaires. This is what is really important for people to understand. And so that's something. So the very first thing that I look at from a federal perspective has got to be Congress, because those are the people that can handle war. Those are the people that, if they had the backbone and the integrity, they could absolutely control the purse strings and the funding, right? And so it's our responsibility to put people in office who will do that. Now, when we go to do that, what's the most common things that we hear people talk about when we talk about Congress? Right now, we're hearing a lot of people talk about AIPAC, right, being pro-Israel or Palestine. And then we also hear people that talk about corporations, right, like super PACs and dark money and that sort of thing. Those will be the two biggest issues that I hear people talk about when it comes to finding people to vote for in Congress. Do you think that it's possible in 2026 to find a candidate for Congress that has not either taken PAC money or taken pro-Israel money? Do you think it's possible this year to find candidates that haven't done any of those things? Most likely, no. Most likely, no. Right? So we have to focus on what do we need to do in order to fix the Congress that we have right now. So let me ask you all, from a domestic perspective, okay, because we have to worry about domestic before we get to foreign. From a domestic perspective, what party in Congress, because like it or not, our Congress is made up of a majority and a minority, which party has been the most detrimental to us right now in Congress? Jerry's running for governor, Michelle. I'm talking about Congress. Which party is a greater threat to us right now on a domestic side? And just be honest, folks. Yeah, I believe it's the GOP. I believe it's the GOP because I've literally seen them do the bidding of the president and not use the powers that they have. So for the people that said you believe it's both or that you believe it's Democrats, please join the panel because I want to have this conversation. Please join the panel because I want to have this conversation. If you are mods, if you could take a look for me, if there's somebody that's saying both or the Democrats, please put a 1 in the comments so we can bring you up to the panel. If you believe the greatest threat in Congress right now are Democrats or both, Democrats and the GOP, in terms of domestic threat right now, put a 1 in the chat because I would love you to join the conversation. Because I saw people say Democrats and I saw people say both. Tom, you don't have, but you have no followers and you only follow 2 people, so it's not going to bring you up to the panel. It has to be like a real person that meets TikTok's guidelines. I'm just saying, when I looked, it's the truth. Anybody got a 1 at? Because I saw people say both and I saw people say Dems, but I don't see 1s in the chat. Aziz. Aziz that you see is a Palestinian journalist, folks. He has a link where people can directly support him in his profile and in my link tree. So, Mike, come on up, please. I went to request you to come up, Mike, and it will not let me. So feel free to join the panel. You have enough followers, Mike. Hey, Robin D. Mike, where are you? Okay. So folks, listen. I'm just going to be clear. Can you all name for me the party that ensured that the healthcare tax subsidies were not extended, and as a result, millions of people are going to lose access to their health insurance? which party refused to make sure that Americans could afford their health insurance? It was, in fact, the GOP. They were willing to shut down the government to take your health care so that they could give a tax cut to billionaires. Like, that's just a fact. Mama Dukes, you think Democrats did that? How did Democrats do that? That was the GOP. They literally wanted to make sure they were willing to shut down the government. That's how bad they wanted to give the $1 billion tax cuts to their friends. Right. Got it. Okay. Can you name for me whether it was a Republican or a Democratic administration that went to the Supreme Court to not pay SNAP benefits so that people could eat? Was it the GOP or the Democrats? Which majority voted to confirm the cabinet members that are unqualified for their job? Like Pam Bondi, like Miss WWE, like RFK Jr., like, right? Which party wants to fund ICE and give them a shit ton more money? You understand what I'm saying to you? So the bottom line is, I don't have to like every progressive that is running for office. I don't. But I damn sure have to vote for them to make sure that we have a Democratic majority come November, so that we have a Congress that can do the things that it needs to do to stop the bleed. And then in 2028, we find other progressives to primary the hell out of those people. Okay. And then we put together people that don't take APEC money, don't take pro-Israel money, don't take, dark money and super PAC money. It's going to be a multi-step process. Well, Bernsey, I see you down there in the chat looking for attention. You want to come talk about it? Come on, come talk about it. I sent you an invitation, Bernsey. You got a lot to say in the chat. Come talk on the panel. So while I'm talking about that, if what I'm saying makes sense to you and you want to be a part of something that is actually impactful, you need to go to my link tree. It is in my about section on my socials. And the very first link in my link tree is to join Project for the People. I literally have spent the last 2 months putting together a playbook with information for all 50 states and every congressional district in every state. If you were to give me the abbreviation for your state, and if you were able to give me your congressional district, I can look it up and I can tell you how many people are projected to lose Medicaid between now and 2034, or SNAP the same time. Okay. Bernsey, appreciate you for joining the channel. So before we get started, you made a comment in the chat that progressive feminists are the disease. And so can you do me a favor so that I know exactly what you're talking about? Can you define what a feminist is for me? Bernsey, there you go. Can you define for me what a feminist is?
Social, political, and economic equality of all genders.
Hold on a second. Say it again.
A person who believes to advocate that everybody is pretty much equal.
Okay, so you don't believe that
equals. We're not all equals. No, we're not.
Okay, so share with me how people are not, they're not equal.
Now, men are hard workers. We're mostly like hard labor. We're like the backbone of infrastructure, right? Women are more like the gatherers, right? They're the secretaries, nurses, whatever. They support the men pretty much.
Yeah. So, except that's not
support.
factually accurate.
You're not like, no. If you didn't have men, what would the infrastructure be like? The infrastructure would be shit. Right?
Except that's actually factually not accurate.
Yeah, it's actually accurate.
No, it's not. Some of the hold on.
gender-
Can I finish speaking? Okay. I'm going to finish speaking.
All right.
So, from a global perspective, can you share with me some of the most successful countries that have had matriarchal leadership? And can you tell me today, currently, how many countries have had a woman president already?
President doesn't matter. The men are the backbone of the infrastructure, right? The president's just a figurehead.
No,
right?
That's not what I asked.
I don't think the president's going out there and building shit, right?
Okay, so, but again, that's not what I asked you. Bernsey, that's not what I asked you. I'm asking you, can you share with me the societies throughout history that have been matriarchal societies, right? And how many countries around the world have had women presidents at this point?
That still doesn't matter.
But that's the question that I'm asking. So it doesn't matter whether you think it doesn't matter.
That's a complete fallacy. Like, what is that? They're a figurehead. Their president is a figurehead.
Okay, so can you share with me? Can you share? Let's just get down to the nuts and bolts. Can we get down to the nuts and bolts? Can we get down to the nuts and bolts? So who gives men life?
Well,
who ensures that men reach the earth? Period.
Adam, men.
No. So when is the last time you gave birth?
Yeah, men first though.
No, not men. No, not men. No. So let me be clear. Let me be clear, Bernsey. This is the point that I'm making. Because men ejaculate all the time and it doesn't bring forth life. Right? Okay, so whether you have a Kleenex and lotion isn't really the point. The question that I'm asking you, is who ensures that that life happens? His baby was crying, so he needed to go on mute for a second. While he's doing that, RPH, welcome to the panel. How are you?
All right.
RPH, are you still here?
I'm back.
Yeah, give me 1 second though. No, I don't think he knows he's up there. Okay. So the question that I'm asking you is, who ensures that men make it on the earth, that they even are here?
Well, how do you figure we got here in the first place? I want to ask you that.
Can you answer my question?
Well, you have to go back to the beginning.
I ask you, can you answer my question?
Yes, we have to go back to Adam and Eve.
No, we don't. No, we don't. That's a religion, and we're not having a religious conversation. Bernsey, we are not having a religious conversation. So we're not going to Adam and Eve. We're not doing that. Bernsey, again, Bernsey, I know this is going to be difficult for you, but let me explain, okay? I'm asking you a question, and you can answer that question or not, but you don't determine what we are and what we aren't going to talk about. That's just not your role here. Okay? I'm the backbone of this live. So the question that I am asking you very specifically, Bernsey, is who ensures that men even make it to this planet to start with? Because we're not discussing religion at all.
Okay, so what are you trying to get at?
I asked the question. I'm waiting on you to answer.
Because you're just pivoting away from the fact.
No, because I asked you a question. Answer it.
men are the backbone of
I
society.
ask you to answer the question.
Oh my God.
It sounds like you need to take care of the baby in your manly role. It sounds like you need to be the backbone and take care of your baby. Maybe your wife's at work.
Yeah, she doesn't work. We both work.
Imagine that. So, but the question that I ask you is still what I gave you. The question is still what I ask you. Nate, share with me who ensures that men even make it to this planet, to the earth, period.
What? Yo, you make no fucking sense, woman.
It's a very, it makes, chat, do you all understand the sense that I'm making? So, Bernsey, hold on. Chat, do you all understand the question? Does my question make sense? Okay, see, everybody else seems to understand the question, Bernsey. Why can you not understand the question?
Because you're pivoting.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question, Bernsey. I am asking you a question. If you're just up here to just spout off shit, then you're just up here disingenuous. If you actually want to have a discussion about whether quote unquote men are the backbone, answer my question.
Why should I answer your question when it makes absolutely
well because well, first of all, why are you here? Why are you here? Why did you join the panel? Why did you join the panel? Bernsey, why did you join the panel?
Because we're talking about feminism.
No, we weren't. You were. We weren't talking about feminism at all. You were. And so what I asked you was to share with me who ensures that men get here.
Other men, you have to create, right?
So, well, like I just said, no, listen, here's what I said to you. Men ejaculate all the time and they do not create life. Men ejaculate all the time and it does not create life.
You need a man and a woman to create life.
So again, the question is, who ensures that life makes it here?
Okay, the woman then. The woman.
Great. Why was that so difficult for you to answer?
Because you need a man.
No, but why was it so difficult for you to simply say women?
Because you need a man and a woman.
But I asked the question very specifically.
You need a man seed.
I said, who ensures that it gets here? I did not ask you who all participates in the creation. Bernsey, listen. I did not ask you who participates in the creation of life. That was not my question. My question to you was very specific. Who ensures that life gets here? That was the question. This was not about creation. And I specifically said that it had nothing to do with religion. So that's why we're not talking about Adam and Eve. We're not talking about God. We're not talking about anything religious. We are simply talking about how creation works. And I asked you a very simple question. Okay? That's it. So why was that so difficult for you?
Okay, why is it so difficult for you to admit that men are the backbone of our society?
Well, that's your opinion.
No, it's not an opinion.
It is. That is your opinion. That's an opinion. Bernsey, we're not pivoting. I'm asking you the question. Why was this so difficult for you to be able to say?
Why are you talking like I'm a fucking 12-year-old?
Why are you acting like a 12-year-old? Why are you acting like a 12-year-old? You are behaving like a 12-year-old. You are behaving like a 12-year-old, and that is why you are being treated like one. Yeah, there was a hard crash out. I don't know if you all heard that or not. But while men are the backbone, he's at home taking care of the baby while his wife is at work. Just to be clear, he's at home taking care of the baby while his wife is at work. But he believes that men are the backbone. Now, let me just tell you, if you really believe that men are the backbone, right, then you would let your wife stay home. And if you needed to, big man, you would go work 2 jobs. You would work 2 jobs or 3 jobs. in order to be the backbone. But you're not. So if men want to be credited with being the backbone and being the providers, then fucking provide. But don't you dare get up here and act like you're the big bad macho thing while you're at home taking care of the baby and your wife is working. Miss me with all of that. So, okay. I'm just saying, you know? Yeah. Mila, can you get Bella for me, please? Yeah. So, he didn't leave. I left him. I left him. Hey, Mimi, come here. Tutu needs a big favor. Can you get me some water, please? I'm empty. Hurry up, please. So let me just say this to everyone, okay? I don't care about gender roles and whether people work or whether they take care of babies or whether whatever. Like, I don't care about that, right? But if you're going to come up on my panel and profess that men are the backbone and men are superior, then I need for your life to represent what you believe. I need for your life to represent what you believe. And if I cannot look at your life and see that your fruit matches your beliefs, miss me with it. If you're not walking your own talk, shut up. It's just that simple. Okay? Yes, Mila. All right. Hey, Pentinton. Hey, Adeline. Good to see you guys. Manuel, did you have anything else that you wanted to say, sir? Sorry, I kind of pivoted and.
No, I just wanted you to continue your train of thought. I mean, I don't want that guy to get you flipped out on all that other stuff. But
No.
I know you have good intentions, and I want you to stay there.
Oh, yeah.
Because your time is limited, and once you're off the air, it's like we won't talk to you for another day or so.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, and I appreciate that. You know, the point that I want everyone to really think about, right, is what we are actually dealing with in this country and the position and the place that we are in. Please don't have a conversation with Bernsey anymore because he can no longer speak back. Okay? Bernsey can no longer chat with you all. Okay? When I say, so can we have, like, I really want people to have a real conversation about where we are and what is happening with the United States of America right now, currently.
I think both parties should be voting mix. It shouldn't be just one party on one side, the other party on the other side. It should have a personal content to it. You should have your own personal convictions. You're not with the party. It should be like half and half, or half this or three quarters that. It should be around where people's personalities match who they are at home.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to talk the God thing, but if you can't run your home, then you shouldn't be running our government.
100%. 100%. And, well, and let me say this. Sometimes, you know, you can't control everything at home, but I expect for you to have the same integrity and the same intelligence and the same intention for the country that you would also have at home, right? I would expect for those things to align. And the thing that's really important, folks, is that what we have right now, there's zero integrity in our administration. We don't have any integrity. There's the Secretary of State has no integrity. The Secretary of Defense has no integrity, right? The Secretary of Health and Human Services, no integrity. Same thing with the secretary for the veterans office. Same thing throughout the administration. There is no integrity, and the same thing is true for the vast majority of Congress. And so, like, here's the problem that we have: we have set up this two-party system, and this two-party system was it was already dysfunctional prior to 2010. And then after 2010, it became an absolute shit show with Citizens United. When the Supreme Court decided that corporations are equal to people and they have the same rights as people, and that when they spend money, it is considered their free speech, that was it. All of a sudden, Congress became for sale. All of a sudden, our government officials, our government, our representatives became for sale. And it opened up the door for an insane amount of foreign interest. Y'all realize that a lot of the corporations that we have in this country are owned by people in other countries or have been invested in by people in other countries. Right? It's insane to me. Why does Bill Gates own the most farmland in this country? Why does China own a shit ton of farmland in this country? Why is that a thing? And so this is the thing that I really want people to understand, that we have to prioritize all of these things and figure out a way to overcome them. So in my mind's eye, and I would love to hear people's perspective on this, right? I believe that the first thing that we have to do is this November, we have to have a Democratic majority. Not because I love Democrats, not because I am one, because I'm not. I literally got an email from the Democratic Party yesterday asking me to get my Democratic card. I don't have no card because I'm not a registered Democrat, right? So to keep it really, really clear, right? We need a separate and equal Congress, and we don't have that right now.
You just brought up something I've noticed. So when you go vote and you're a Republican, they give you all the people on the Republican side. If you're a Democrat, they give you all the people on the Democrat side. How come there's not just one ticket with both Republican and Democrats named on the same sheet?
So there is in the general elections, but in the primaries, you're voting, and this is not the same for all states. So there are some states that make you identify as a Republican or a Democrat in order to vote in the primaries, and then they give you that party's vote. Okay. But then come the general election, you get one of each, right? Whoever's on the ballot. But that's a state issue. So if your state is set up that way, then you all need to be addressing your state legislature and getting legislation forward that changes that process, right? Because not all states do that. Not all states do that. And when people say get rid of the two-party system, we don't have a two-party system. We don't. There's the Independent Party, the Libertarian Party, the Green Party. There's a tons of parties out there. There's a ton of parties out there. The system, this idea that we just need more parties isn't the issue. That's not the issue. So, right, but why don't they have a chance, Tony? They don't have a chance because of the dark money and the money that is in with those people. That's why. Because they don't have the money. Independent and third-party candidates do not have the money to be competitive. Yes, there are a ton of political parties. Go look at them, please. Go look up how many political parties we have. As someone who just spent the last 6 weeks looking at federal elections in 12 states over a 5-year period, I can tell you that there is a shit ton of parties in this country. Many of them you don't know about because they don't have the money for you to know about them. Beach bum, that's not the answer anyway. That's how we ended up with Donald Trump. If you say to people, don't go to the polls unless you're sure who has our best interests, that's why 80, 90 million people didn't vote in 2024, and we've got the president that we have. That's not the solution. Not voting is not the damn solution. Because until you vote and you're able to make an impact in Congress, you'll never change the system. You must change the system from within. You have to change the system from within. And when people say we just need a different system, guess what? You will not get a different system until we get this system back. Like right now, I don't know if you all really understand this, folks. If we do not have a Democratic majority in the House and preferably in the Senate in November, we are fucked. Listen, we may not have a democratic constitutional republic if we don't get this election right. And this is where the danger of spoiled ass Americans comes in. This is where it becomes dangerous. Because you all think, oh, well, I don't even like either candidates. I don't give a fuck. I don't like every candidate, but you have to vote. And I say this every time, and I'm going to say it again. When I think about the fact that people say, I don't like either candidate, I literally picture in my head John Lewis standing on the Edmund Pettus Bridge on what would become known as Bloody Sunday. And I think about him looking all the way down in front of him and seeing a line of police officers with dogs and batons and mace. And I think about, did he like his options? Okay, well, I need this first. He didn't like his options, but he did what needed to be done to get where we needed to go. Stop being a spoiled brat. Be willing to put in some work. Be willing to make sacrifices. Do you want to know why other countries are looking at us like we are crazy? Because those countries are thousands of years old. They know what we are facing. They've already been through it. They've already had their empires fall. They've already had their moment. They see us and they're like, what are you doing? Because you should have learned from our history. This is what happens when you have a 250-year-old country compared to a 2,000-year-old country. I don't know any other. So one of the reasons why I take the time to do all of the things that I do is because I believe in the possibility that we can absolutely become truly great. That's why that's our hashtag. That's why that's our hashtag. Our hashtag is making America truly great. And there's a reason for that. Because I believe that we can be. Thank you, sis. Here. Hey, what about the charger that I gave you that Bella has? Here. Just unplug that. Okay, so people don't like to talk about this part, but I'm just going to tell you all what I believe with. Yes, Cajun Lady, the merch, Sandy and Laronica can help you with merch, and I will get it added to the link tree as well. All right, so listen. I believe that the solution to this country, to every problem that we have, every issue facing us.
After 1 cent, I saw it went 2.
Did you? Okay. I believe that the solution is us. They don't have shorts, but there's t-shirts, Tim. There's t-shirts, there's hats. Yeah, there's t-shirts. Yeah. But listen, y'all, I believe that the solution to everything that is facing us it's the people, it's us. And the thing that I really do believe is that the majority of us agree on the same things. They want you to believe that we don't. They want you to believe that we're divided, but we're not. We're not. Not if we talk about the issues. And not if we talk about the issues and root it in fact. And not if we take out the partisan language. Do you all know that yesterday, I was so irritated. Yesterday, I posted the SNAP stuff with regard to Tennessee, because that's where I'm from. That's my hometown, right? And there were quote unquote Democrats that jumped on my post and said, well, that's what they voted for. They're just gonna have to deal with it. And I thought, I want to fucking punch you in your throat right now. Why would you say that? You sound like them when they talk about immigrants. You sound like them when they talk about Haitians. You sound like them when they talk about Somalis. You sound like them when they talk about anybody else that's not them. Why would you ever say that? Just because someone votes for a person doesn't mean I'm going to lose any compassion for what they experience as a result. There are going to be children that aren't able to eat. There are going to be seniors that will not be able to eat. There will be people with disabilities who will not be able to eat. You want to point out how heartless those people are, and yet you sound like the same thing. You are part of the problem. Every progressive that opens your mouth to call a Trump voter a name, you're part of the fucking problem. Every Democrat, every progressive, every independent, every single one of you that opens your mouth and says, oh, Trump loves dumb people, you're part of the problem. I don't care, Aaliyah, when you say it's an expression of your frustration. Take your ass to the gym, go eat some ice cream, do something else to get over your frustration. Because saying those things does not make anyone want to join you. Talking that way does not make any of them want to join you. Well, Naomi, you better want them to join. If you want to change Congress, if you want to have your state legislatures, you better want them to join. It's the craziest thing ever. By the way, folks, let me just tell you something. If your attitude is, I don't want MAGA to join me, you're just as bad as they are. You're just as bad as they are. You don't want unity any more than they do. You don't want people to come together any more than they do. You're just as divisive as they are. And as long as people continue to act like that and feel like that, we're going to stay in this shitty ass place and we're all going to suffer. So, Kat, I just responded back to that person. And I literally said, let me just be clear. I literally said, I don't care how someone voted. I am never going to celebrate or have a lack of empathy if they experience hardships as a result. I didn't say bring them to your damn house. I didn't say become besties. I didn't say that. What I said is find the middle ground so that people can vote on what's in the best interest of the people. And by the way, people, the more connected that you get to people and the more people understand things that they did not previously understand, the less likely they are to vote in a way that will harm you. Well, Melissa, I can tell you that we're not. I literally have conversations on this panel with Trump, with prior Trump supporters, with current Trump supporters, and I have literally seen them turn 180 degrees on my panel. On my panel in real time. I have posted it on my socials. So this idea that we're just two, no, we're not. That's the craziest thing ever. Let me ask you all something. What would make Black and brown people in this country believe that they could ever be integrated or go to the same schools? Huh? What reason did they have to believe that they could ever have their own banking system or their own Wall Street system or their own houses? What reason did they have for that? Do not sit here and tell me that, oh, I think we're past all of that. Really? They didn't even have faith in themselves. What they had was a belief in the possibility. And they were willing to make the sacrifice and do the work. And that's the question that you have to ask yourself. What are you doing to create the world that you want to live in? That is the question that sits before every single one of us every damn day. What are you doing to create the world you desire to live in? No, faith is not believing. Faith is hope. Melissa, so here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether he really wanted to come together or not. This is the thing. So folks, a lot of times what people don't understand is you all are attached to the outcome. You want to know you're going to make a difference before you're willing to do the work. And that is not how it works, beloved. Viktor Orban lost. Did he really? Fuck yeah. Make me happy. Give me a glimmer today. Hold on. I don't see it. Hold on. Who said they lost? Yeah, Aaron's not always my source, guys. I need to know someone else reported it besides Aaron. So here's what has happened. Okay. So far, the opposition said that Orban, quote unquote, congratulated us on our victory, but there is no one that I've seen that says it's a done deal yet. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So the Tease's leader, Peter Maguire, said on Facebook and on X that Viktor Orban called him to congratulate him, but I have not seen. So literally what it says is, let's wait for the official confirmation from the prime minister's side. So I am waiting to see. Y'all listen. I don't even listen. BBC is not for me. The source. BBC is not the source for me. I don't do BBC because I've seen them get it wrong. Just because someone says Orban called and said congratulations, yeah, I have not seen. Thank you. Politico and The Guardian both say that they're waiting for official confirmation. So I'm waiting for that. Yeah, the polls just closed an hour ago. It's okay, Lisa. So literally, half an hour ago, only 53.45% of the votes were counted. It's not Sunday there, Laura. I don't think. And for all I know, yeah, it is Sunday there. It's Sunday night though. What happens if he loses a whole lot? They now have a progressive leader in that country. And there was a lot of youth. No, it's 9 at night. It's 9 at night. I just looked. Yeah. So what is happening right now? That is not Viktor Orban. That is not Viktor Orban on BBC, y'all. That's not who that is. That is Magyar saying that Orban has congratulated him. That is not Orban on the stage on BBC. Y'all, it's really important that we just slow down. And the thing is, so here's one of the things about me. So now the Guardian says that Orban has conceded. He's publicly conceded and he's good. He says that the election result is clear as he concedes defeat. Done. So Orban has now said he lost. So that I fucking love, right? But I think it's just really, really, really important. So here's the thing about me is I don't have to be first with info. Hey, Cam. I don't have to be first with info. I just have to. So here's the other thing. So, I can't resist. Hold on, y'all. I can't resist. Y'all know I got to go to Truth Social, right? I'm sorry I laughed. I'm sorry I laughed. I'm sorry I laughed. I'm sorry I laughed. He hasn't said anything yet. He hasn't said anything yet. The last thing he posted was this picture of Bruce Springsteen that he claims is him prior to plastic surgery. I hope somebody took all the ketchup and all the mustard. That's what I hope. Because, woo-wee, it's about to be a day. Yep, Viktor Orban lost. That's an amazing thing. That is a huge win today. One authoritarian down. Do you know what's crazy, y'all? Do y'all remember right before the 2020 election, and there was a lady from Hungary who was coming on all of the social media sites, and she was coming on TikTok, and she was telling us how bad it is with Viktor Orban, and she was saying, "You all do not want this to happen to you." Remember that? And I think about that, and now her country has been liberated, and it's us that has the dictator. Wow. Wow. I love that. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's a great day for them. That's a great day for them. Congrats to them. So I know you hear her singing back there. So I just want to say this, folks, like just to be clear. Um, oh, I don't know what that means for him, right? But yeah, I don't do BBC America at all. That's why I was on The Guardian. But young people were coming out in droves saying that they were tired of Viktor Orban. So we love that. Okay, so listen, James, I know I had you up here for a long ass time. Hey, friend. I can't hear you. Okay, so listen, here's what I want to do, folks, because I need to do some stuff with the kiddos, and we have been together for 3 hours. Okay, everyone, I hope is leaving today with a boost in how you feel about things. Excited. Listen, if Hungary can do it, the United States of America can do it, and we should all be excited about that. Right, not a peep from Truth Social. I already looked. What's up, V. Loren? So right now, what I need to do is take care of these youngins. Who? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Pedro. So, but what I need to do right now is take care of these youngins and get life together. I did not intend to be on here this long. So let me get these kiddos ready, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Please make sure that you go to the link tree. Please make sure that you sign up for Project for the People. We are representing 43 or 44 states because we did pick up Hawaii. We have one person in Hawaii as well. We have one person in Hawaii too. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, Orban lost. Orban lost. Orban lost. Yes. So I will see you all tomorrow. I got a shit ton to do today. Love you, mean it, and I will see you all later. Okay.